All the glory to the God in the highest. As I mentioned, I'm going through the Bible. It's my first reading of the Bible. I have read many spiritual books, self-help books, listened to countless hours of YouTube self-help videos and so on and so forth. And nothing hits like the Bible, to be honest. So I definitely recommend reading the Bible. There's so much wisdom in it that it's hard to convey, and that's why I recommend reading it. But again, I'm gonna try to share some bits that kind of help me, are helping me, and are opening my eyes in many ways. So today's video is going to be about the wisdom and money, and which one truly saves. And if you had read the Bible, it's an easy answer. It's the wisdom which saves, because even the quote from Ecclesiastes 7:12 says, "Wisdom and money can get you almost anything, but only the wisdom can save your life." Yeah, okay, that makes sense, but at the same time, what does it really mean? Wisdom and money can get you almost anything. I mean, that's pretty easy to understand, but the moment you start to go deeper into it, the more you see that, well, there's more to it than the eye can see, in a sense. So the first thing is that the money is kind of tangible thing. The money is the tangible power of the money, that if you got the money, you can if you scrape your knee, the money is there to, you can get a band-aid, you can get a shelter, you can get education, security, you can get all those things with use of the money. You can get food, you can help a friend, you can, I don't know, buy a trip, buy a holiday, help the poor, and so on and so forth. Or maybe grow something, buy a land, pay someone to give you a service, or be gracious and give the money. So in a way, it's just like the sunlight is stored in a tree, but then you can take the tree and start a fire, and the sunlight is released. So in the same way, the money is a stored energy that then can be released at will. But the nuances that well, let's go back first to the wisdom, because the wisdom seems more elusive. You can't pinpoint like, oh, there's 2 kilo of a wisdom over there and such amount of wisdom. And even humans, we say, well, he has wisdom, he doesn't have wisdom. But then, is it fair to say that someone doesn't have wisdom? Or is it degrees of the wisdom we have, and then we can upgrade that wisdom and make it more refined? Because wisdom doesn't solve the problems. It's the power which navigates and influences our actions. So without wisdom, we can't kind of get money, maybe. Or wisdom allows us to spend it wisely, to spend it and manage our money in such a way that we then are not left dry, in a sense. So the unwise expenditure of money would be gambling, reckless spending, spending money on things that are not good for us. That's not wise use of the money. The wise use of the money is that which is going to help us in the society in which we live in, and thus helping the people around us. And it's also important that if we have a lot of money but lack wisdom, then that money can turn against us. And that's not good for everyone, because we can see those examples around the world that people have a lot of money and not so much wisdom, and basically our environment suffers because of it, because it's driven by greed and not by wisdom. And it's easy to see if you have eyes to see. So if you have so if you lose a wheel, you can walk. Lose a flask and you go thirsty. Lose money and lives become harder. But lose wisdom and every tool, one of those tools, wheel, flask or coin, can turn against you. So the wheel can carry soldiers to the war, the flask can hold poison, and money can oppress, corrupt and enslave. But with wisdom, those things doesn't happen. And that's a very amazing distinction, which again, another lesson from the Bible. There's another aspect to the wisdom, which I'm going to probably make a video later about. There's a specific passage in the Bible about the wisdom, and it kind of takes us on a journey as if from the perspective of the wisdom and what wisdom does in the world, that without wisdom, that even the creation wouldn't be, which then the money is part of that which is created, and the money is just a storage for value. So we don't have to carry in our bags of potatoes or grain. We can just hold something as a symbol of that, assign value of that in our hand, so it's more convenient. And paradoxically, the money was created by wisdom. And then you have to have wisdom to use it wisely, because otherwise, again, it can turn against you. So there's a lot of emphasis on wisdom in the Bible. And I can definitely understand why, because even to make a tea, you need wisdom, you need understanding. Even to do absolutely anything, you need wisdom. But it's not the same with money. And the money is means of exchange rather than that which drives our actions, that then lead to being either beneficial or unbeneficial. If it's unbeneficial, then definitely there was no wisdom in there. It was not driven by wisdom and understanding. It was driven by stupidity and foolishness, as it is kind of the language used in the Bible. Proverbs 3:19, by wisdom the Lord founded the earth, by understanding he created the heavens. It doesn't say by money the Lord founded the earth. It makes no sense to say even that sentence, but by wisdom the Lord founded the earth. By understanding he created the heavens. Which kind of reminds me another quote from Bible about, and I'm not sure if it's a literal quote, a literal kind of, it might be a how someone understands about that, but it said, and the Lord spoke, and the heaven and the earth came into being. That's just powerful. And it says so much about the nature of God, what it does, how God just speaks and things are happening. And it's not the same for humans. Also, it depends, because it kind of depends, because it is the same way. It's just, it's much smaller. But that also depends. It's much smaller effect because our words also have power to create. As it is said in the Bible, there's a power to create or destroy. The power to create or destroy, it's with the human tongue, something like that. So money is powerful in that sense, and it can be, you can buy bread with it, you can pay doctors with it, you can open opportunities with it. But wisdom is more powerful still, because even if you don't have money, you can use wisdom and get the bread and get doctors and get opportunity. But if you do it the other way around, then it's not quite right, is it? If you don't have wisdom and then you manipulate your way with money, that's not quite okay, is it? And again, these are very interconnected topics that kind of need their own explanation.